notice of award to the intendant, and also giving regret notes to the unsuccessful ones. This must be part of the documentation, either in the procurement file or in the voucher. After that, there must be a contract, which must be signed between the supplier or the contractor and the entity. After the contract, then we must now execution of the job, of which, again, there will be appointment of an ad-hoc committee to do the inspection. Thereafter, they issue an inspection report. Then, thereafter, once the inspection report is out, an invoice is processed for further processing. Those are the key documents we look into. All these are now batched into what we call a payment voucher. So once it meets all whatever I've described here, then to us at the examination desk, we see like the documentation is complete, we sign it, and then it moves to the next stage.
Where do you sign in the payment voucher? Are you able to show us where you normally sign?
There is a section for the examiner.
No, we want you to show us. Where is it exactly? Because we want you to show us.
Let me have one copy.
Yes. So a payment voucher is a standard document?
That is a standard document.
Thank you.
Of which there are variables, because depending on, for example, there is A420, A421, there is A422.
Okay.
So most of the time for payment of supplies, it's the A420. The A4 stands for financial orders. That is a standard government document.
Okay.
Yes. So for example, if a particular payment meets all the requirements which I have described,
yes,
then as an examiner, we have a section which is called examination, which is called voucher examined by. Then we append the signature and the date.
This is where, as an examiner, you sign.
Exactly.
So
thank you.
You normally sign and indicate the date. Do you have a stamp?
No. At the moment in the examination deck, we don't have a stamp.
So you don't. It is only a signature.
Yes.
And what else?
And the date.
And those
are the only key issues which we, after examining a document, we insert a signature and a date.
All right. For example, the document that is before you.
Yes.
Is that your signature?
No, this one looks, it resembles the one for my colleague. At the examination, we are two officers.
You are two officers?
Yes.
So
this is not mine.
So that one is not yours?
Yes.
Check this one, whether this is yours. We have just picked at a random.
Likewise, also this one, it resembles the one for my colleague. This is not mine.
So that's not yours?
No.
Who is the, can you tell us the name, can you mention the name of your colleague in this case?
In the unit, we are only two officers. That is me and Shadrach Cheruiyot.
So, bring the document back. So this one is for Cheruiyot, okay. So now, when you get a payment voucher,
yes,
you tick all the documents. So what document do you use to confirm delivery of goods?
Delivery of goods starts with one first. There should be an inspection report. That is one. Then there is the delivery note.
Delivery note 2.
Yes. Then there is also S13.
So you use 3 documents. S13.
Yes.
Delivery note.
Yes.
And inspection and acceptance report.
Those are the ones which confirm goods have been at least delivered.
Thank you.
And
now,
verified.
I have, as the CEO for roads appeared before this committee yesterday. In question was the contract for supply of goods, services. The name of the contractor is called Simron. Now, are there times an invoice can be different from a payment voucher and an LSO? Do you have instances where there can be discrepancies in terms of what is in the invoice or what is in the payment voucher and what is in an LSO? Sometimes it can differ.
Chair, they are not supposed to differ.
They are not supposed to differ.
No.
So if a document appears as lands in your table and has a different invoice from what is in the payment voucher, what do you normally do with such a document?
From the examination desk, we advise. That's what we put a sticker like. For example, the invoice is different from. We advise the particular department, like the invoice is different from the payment voucher. Do the necessary corrections before it comes back, because that is the procedure.
Go through that document and tell us where the problem, if you are an examiner and that document, like you said you're the examiner, it lands in your table. Can you tell us what do you think may be wrong with that payment voucher with all the attachments?
This one for Simron?
Yes, the one for Simron. Now, just read page 1, the payment voucher. What figures are you looking at?
At the payment voucher phase, that's where we sign this, allow me to read
in what?
The amount, 2,750,000 only.
Good. That is the payment voucher.
Yes.
Go to the LSO.
The LSO is 2,750,000.
Thank you. Invoice.
The invoice is 2,900,000.
2,900,000.
Yes.
Let's go to S13. Figures for S13.
I'm trying to look for it.
Almost the last page, near the last, maybe 5.
The S13 is talking of 2,991,000.
Thank you. So the S13 is reading a different figure. The invoice is reading a different figure.
Yes.
The face of the voucher is reading a different figure.
Exactly.
And yet, your officer has examined the document and has approved for payment. But you've told us when there are issues, you make some notes. Are there any notes there attached?
There are no notes.
There are no notes. So that means your officer examined the payment voucher with 2.7 million. He also examined the LSO 2.7, which is the same as examined the invoice at 2,900,000. Examined the S13 at 2,991,000, and approved the payment voucher for payment.
Chair, in this particular case, being that the officer is not in, I may not have much information how these anomalies were not detected as of then.
Where is the officer? Is he around in the office?
I'm not sure if he's in the office today.
But you're the officer in charge of the department, examination?
Yes.
Does he report to you?
He does.
So did he report to you today that he's in the office?
No, as per today, no, because I was already destined to come here, so I didn't check if he was in the office.
Okay.
Chairman, don't allow Ouma also to take us here for some few minutes discussing something which will not add the progress of this. Mr. Ouma.
Yes, Mheshimiwa.
Is that voucher payable, according to you? That's a question to you. Is that voucher payable? You can use the same voucher to pay.
No, in terms of the documentations are incorrect. That means it still doesn't qualify to be paid. It
doesn't qualify to be?
To be paid.
Paid. Thank you.
Because
according to you, it is not qualified to be paid. What if the document or the voucher it has been already paid? What does that mean?
Then that one now lies at the authority of the chief officer or the paying officers.
The paying officers?
Yes.
But your colleague has already signed to confirm that the documentation contained in the voucher is right. And the voucher contains 3 different figures. We have just seen the figures. We have not also tell you about the other documents missing in the voucher. But since that you have confirmed to the committee, the voucher is not payable, we can look into another document that is missing. And you can tell us, since that I know that you have experience in this field, when such issues occur, minus your advice to the department, is this document was meant just before, because of this committee, or there was no document when the payment was done?
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. One thing we have to come to understand, we have, when it comes to payments, there is the physical side of vouchers moving, and then there is the electronic, that is the IFMIS. From the examination desk, we don't have any, we are not users of the IFMIS.
Yes.
Yeah, that is, I can assure this committee. So whether the voucher was paid before coming to the examination, that one I cannot tell.
Okay, another question is that, Omar,
yes.
You say that a document can be paid before coming to the examination.
That one, those are the scenarios which can happen.
So no.
Yes.
Don't play guesswork. Are there instances where payments are made without coming through the examination department?
I'm here to come through any.
Boss, you're the one who said it. Can you confirm to this committee that there are instances that the Department of Finance can make some payments without coming through examination? That's what you've said.
Chair, I've said a scenario, but I can't confirm that finance has ever paid anything before passing through the examination.
You know, you've not said anything. Basically, you've not said anything. You've said there are instances that finance can make some payments without coming through the examination. So that's what you've said. Some instances.
When Shimiwa asked me, could there be a scenario, then I created the hypothetical like, that one is not within the knowledge of the examination. But any information pertaining to the examination, knowing that finance has paid these things before the documentations, I have no idea, I don't know.
Now check on the payment voucher. The payment voucher. You have a copy of Simron?
Yes.
Can you check the side that is written, this entry, below VBC certificate, the lower side. Can you see a stamp there?
Yes.
Read the stamp. What does the stamp say?
The stamp says Head of Treasury.
Yes.
17th March 2025.
What has he done? What is the stamp saying?
Paid.
Paid.
Yes.
So, this is a document that has discrepancies in terms of invoice, payment voucher, the face, S13, and your officer who reports to you has authorized and has been paid. Is that
the discrepancy? Yes, exists.
The discrepancy exists.
Yes.
So, when you look at the document, the payment voucher for Simron, he has been paid. Can you confirm that he has been paid?
I can't confirm unless now we go to the bank statement, because those are what can.
Is this stamp?
This is a treasury stamp.
Yes.
Indicating paid.
Paid.
But for me to confirm to this committee,
yes,
because money must leave our either recurrent or development account, that is when
can such a stamp be stamped and no payment can be made? Are there instances where there is a stamp and no payment?
It shouldn't be there, so long as there is no payment.
Chairman, before you appear before this committee, Mr. Uma.
Yes.
CPA, we started the interrogation with Head of Treasury, that is CC in charge of finance.
Yes.
The CEO, Dr. CPA Kirer, Director Finance, that is Fernandez. You are just at the tail end. We have received a lot of confirmation, even from the same department. This one is, the forgery is originating from the Public Works. The CEO confirmed that indeed the contractor received payment from the county government. So what we are discussing is not a matter that the documents were paid or were not paid. The issue is that, according to you, with your experience, with your Department of Examination, you have confirmed to the committee that the voucher that is ahead of us, that is before us, is not payable. Another question that followed it is that if it is not payable and it was paid, what is your advice and what is your take on this? Who take the responsibility when the document inside the voucher are not in good, the document attached are not having the same price compared with the S13 2.91, invoice 2.9, the voucher itself is 2.7. What does that mean? And you tell us, according to your experience, I'm happy when you introduce yourself, you gave us a lot of regulations, that is 104 in Financial Act. Can you use the same spirit, Uma, and tell us who will take the responsibility when things are not in the right manner, kindly? And then the same thing, you said that if it is a supply, you must have one document called delivery note from the contractor to confirm whether that the items were delivered. And then, for the same department to confirm the item was received, they used S13. So when the voucher does not contain the delivery note, what does that mean? It is said that the items were not delivered. So kindly, Uma, can you explain? We want us to take some time discussing Simron Contractors Company Limited. And this is just but an example of the forger. We have like 30 forgers that ask the same problem. So kindly tell us what happened.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Maybe for record purposes, the origin of all the payments comes from the department. And to the best of my knowledge, from where I sit as an head of examination in 2023, is the EACC Treasury issued a guideline in terms of every voucher to be supported. A very comprehensive guideline which was issued to all the accounting officers, of which they were to abide by that. There was a guideline which was equally issued to all the accounting officers that for every payment should be appropriately supported.
Sorry to interrupt, Banauma.
Yes.
You were given the advisory in a memo or verbally?
Which, in terms of the guideline?
Yes.
It was written and it was signed by the former CC, Lenny.
So you have a copy of the same?
We can trace it in the file.
All right.
At the Treasury.
So do you mind, maybe after this meeting, you share with us?
I will go and look for it in the Treasury so that we share it. Otherwise, that one I'm very sure the guideline was issued.
Thank you.
Yes. In terms of the support of before any payment reaches Treasury, it should be fully supported. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Mheshimiwa, yes.
Maybe a follow-up question on the same. You were the examiner, head of examination. Did some of these vouchers went through, or better still, what do you look at? What are you examining in a document? What exactly are you examining in a document? If, for example, this a payment voucher, for example, for simple construction company, different amount of monies imewekwa. Kazi yako ni kuangalia nini when you get a document as an examiner, first of all?
Thank you, Chair. One of the basics of examination is, has that particular payment been authorized by the requisite accounting officer for it to be processed for payment? So we check for the authorization. That is one. Another one is, have they adhered to the procurement process appropriately by looking at those particular procurement documentations, and then including even for the suppliers. Those are the key fundamentals which at the examination desk we look for.
Do you look at even the amounts that is in the forger and every other document that is attached? Or
Yes,
your
yes.
examination ends, you don't look at the figures?
The examination equally also looks at the figures.
This case, for example, for this company in question, how they did escape, your net until it was, paid?
Thank you, Chair. For this particular case, I'm unable to say why my officer was unable to pinpoint on those particular the particular differences which were there in those particular documents.
Your officer or your office, you are here, we do not even know the officer. The person that we called is home at the end of examination. So in short, what you are saying is that, is this an error by omission, commission, or design? Who should take responsibility?
Thank you, Chair. From where I sit, because the law requires that when we are presenting documentation, they should be appropriate and correct as possible. So in this case, from the examination, if this was overlooked, then no, it can't be, because why was it by design from the origin of the particular payment? It's like trying to test if the examination is working or not working.
Now,
yes.
Umefika penye tulikuwa sasa. The reason why you are there in that office now is to make sure that you kind of check what the department, you are not there by by fault or by chance. You know, the Constitution placed you there so that you check some of these things. You are like a net, trying to see what is right and what is wrong. But very unfortunately, that such a very critical document, glaring differences in terms of, you know, money, escaped your attention. So you cannot blame the originator of this document. You also have a stake because you didn't do your work as expected of you. What is the meaning of examination? Is to examine whether whatever is on your desk has passed through all the, you know, the stages that is required with the right figures. But unfortunately, this one escaped you until it was paid by the Treasury. If tukisema sasa utoke hapo ukuje uketi hapa, alafu mheshimiwa chairman akuja aketi hapo, utamfanyia nini chairman akiwa hapo? Please vaa viatu vyetu as the oversight team. What advice are you going to give us? Who is liable? Or tell us from the word go, mwenye alifanya makosa ni huyu, 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 na huyu.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. When it comes to this, in the financial processing, there is what we call collective responsibility. In the whole chain, including even up to the examination desk where I sit. So it's a collective responsibility to all of us.
Thank you. Now, let me ask Auma, Kennedy Auma of IcePark membership 7700. When you examine a document, for example, an invoice, how will I be able to know that this document has been examined by the examiner? Do you sign somewhere in the document? Do you take, or what do you do with the document?
Thank you, Chair. When it comes to examination, we only look at them. We don't countersign each and every of those supporting documentation. We only sign at the face of the payment voucher.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Yes, Mheshimiwa Anita.
Maybe allow me to just re-emphasize on what we are looking at today. I know, Mr. Oma, you know why you are here today. We are trying to find answers on allegations on fictitious payments. And as an examiner, I'm wondering, how did you fail to detect these fictitious payments before they were even flagged off? Before you got to this point that we are showing you the same document that came from your office that has a signature of one of your staff, and you're not aware as an examiner? That would be my first question. Maybe lastly, do you ever flag or reject any vouchers that comes to you before their turn, or before we call them the fictitious payments? And if not, why? And if you do that, do you have an audit trail? Because I'm realizing if you're not careful here, your office will just be passing over documents for payments without actually taking, because it looks like if you really did your job well as an examiner, we couldn't be where we are today, actually trying to find out why were they paid. And yet, what you've told us today as an examiner is you to go through all the documents and make sure that they have attached, they have done what is needed. Because I'm also asking myself, even when it comes to supplies, before you even sign, are you able to tell if supplies were done? Because apart from having a document that has a delivery, what else do you do as an examiner just to be sure that what you're signing for payments, to proceed for payments, has actually been done. Thank you.
Yes, Oma. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. First and foremost, at the examination desk, there's what we call delegations and responsibilities. So for us, we deal with the documents presented before us. You've talked of the how do we ascertain if the goods have been supplied. From examination desk, how do we ascertain that the goods have been supplied? We look at the documentations attached. Is there delivery? Yes. Has it been signed? Yes. Is there S13? Yes. So from the examination desk, those are now the key things we look at because of the separations of duties and responsibility within the process. And that is why now we will, if a voucher is coming and it doesn't have, for example, S13 or the delivery, from the examination, we will raise it by doing what we call internal communication. We write it back to the particular department it's originating from. We inform them that there's an absence of delivery. That is how examination works. So in this particular case, how did it, for example, the particular case is before us here is like, how did it manage to pass the examination without detecting? Chair, I would say we are all human beings. And when the documentations are so many sometimes, those are the margins of errors. Human is to err. So in terms of checking at them, you will deem like everything is attached, and so such could have also happened. Thank you.
Oma, do you also, as you examine, do you sometimes check the prices of maybe commodities? For example, if today you're examining a document that has tissue paper, one tissue paper costing about 2,750, will you flag it off?
From the examination desk, if the procurement did their job in terms of evaluation, because that is where the key job of the evaluation is, if the evaluation approved everything, then from the examination, we'll just let it go because in terms of the documentation, everything has been supported. So we can't stop it.
Thank you.
Chairman, I will just keep on asking Oma. If the voucher, according to you, with your experience, is not payable for Simron contractors and it was paid, what does that mean? That's a very simple question, Oma. What does that mean? Was there powers from the above, instruction from the above, and then, or was it that these need to be paid, whether that it contained the old document or not?
Chairman, additionally, does it mean that your office is not working properly? Is not very keen on the examination?
Mheshimiwa, thank you very much. My office is very keen, and I can tell this committee that so many vouchers, we've referred them back. We've really referred them back. So my office is very active, and even additionally, I had even requested for more deployment administratively so that we have more officers to help in the examination.
Okay, Uma,
yes.
Just answer. If you have just confirmed to the committee today that the voucher for Simron Contractors Company Limited is not payable according to you, and it was paid, what does that mean?
Mheshimiwa, I don't have an answer for that. Because from the examination desk, there is an inconsistency in documentation.
No,
so
examination also signed the voucher is
yes.
good. What does that mean, Uma? If you don't have an answer, just say, I don't have an answer.
I don't have an answer.
Thank you so much. And then I have another voucher here for construction. That one is for supplies. What does the construction payment for maintenance of land, housing, and physical planning offices, buildings? In fact, this one is even wrong, Chairman. We let it go, but Oma.
Yes.
Or let me take you back just a bit for another voucher from Roads Department, where the figures for the voucher is 2,975,500. When you go to the invoice, is 2,900,000. When you go to S13, this one had 3.2 million. This one had 3.2 million. And then it is also from Roads Department. What does that mean? The same thing. It is the same thing signed by your staff, your colleague, and it has the three different figures.
Would you mind just repeating that? I've talked, the payment voucher is 2.97.
And then the LSO is 2.9.
Yes.
And then the S13 is 3.2. Let's assume the moment that he was signing for Simron, it was around 4, and he was tired, he wanted to go home. What about this one? Is it that we can assume the same?
Chair, for that case, because I don't have an answer for this.
Okay, thank you so much.
I don't have an answer for
and
this.
And then during examination again, Ouma, there is a car, there is a vehicle that was maintained. And then mechanical inspection report does not contain a date. When you go to inspection, even when you want to do service for your car, the first thing you must indicate the date. When the document does not contain the date, what does that mean? And then there's a lorry tipper that was tires and tubes for lorry. One tire is 50,000, but it is the same price with the tube. It is the same 50,000. What does that mean, Uma? Is this county tuko na shida kidogo?
Chair, that one.
Don't have an answer.
I don't have the answer to that. Probably
Okay,
now the information should they communicate.
Thank you.
What does the payment voucher needs to contain when it comes to construction? We are dealing with supplies.
Civil works.
Civil works.
Apart from what I mentioned, we need to have an engineer certificate.
And then 2 inspection report.
Inspection report.
Can you confirm for us whether that this document that was renovating Kipkelion houses that is for Lands Department, if it's contained, and then you tell us whether it is payable or not payable.
Auma, please check so that we finish up. We still have another witness to appear before the committee.
Just a moment, let me check the engineers. Chair, I'm unable to trace where the engineer's interim payment certificate is. Just a moment. Honorable Chair, I'm unable to find the engineer's interim certificate or certificate in this
So,
particular.
so that means the payment voucher is incomplete.
It is incomplete.
So is it payable?
Yeah?
It's payable.
It should not be paid.
Okay, thank you. So, honorable members, any other member with a question? All right. So I think I want to thank you all. Thank you, members, for taking your time to be here. Thank you, Aoma, for also honoring the invite. We wish you well in all your endeavors. So, Sergeant at Arms, please escort the examiner out.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Acting County Secretary. Thank you very much, and we will begin by introducing ourselves. My name is Paul Chirchiritarimbo. I am the MCA for Kapsoit and chairing this afternoon session for the Ad-hoc Committee. So I'll give to my colleagues to introduce themselves. Yes.
I'm Ben Cheruyot, a member of this committee and representing the people of Ainaboi.
Matthew.
Matthew, MCA Chaikor, member of the committee.
Thank you so much, Chairman. My name is Francis Terer, representing the great people of Cheboin Ward, a member of this committee.
Thank you. I'm Anita Biagon, representing the people of Chemosot and a member of this committee.
Thank you. We have our secretariat there and our technical team there. We will not take time to ask them to introduce themselves, but I guess you know them. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Chair.
Take the mic near you, please. Is it on?
Yeah, now it's on. Thank you, Chair. My name is Tanu Richard, the Chief Officer of Education, Libraries, Culture and Social Services, and currently the Acting County Secretary and Head of Public Service.
Okay, thank you. Please take the member through an oath. The legal team, please.
I do swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you very much, Bwana Tanui. The County Assembly of Kericho on the 10th of July 2025 received a petition for inquiry into fictitious payments and non-delivered goods in Kericho County government. And an Ad-hoc Committee was created to look at the fictitious payments. And the mandate of the committee is to verify the existence and registration status of the companies alleged to have received the payments, establish whether the companies participated in any formal procurement process, investigate the nature and status of goods and services purportedly procured and whether they in the procurement plan, ascertain the amounts paid to the said companies, whether it was budgeted for, and approving officers involved, evaluate any breaches of law, policy, or procedure in the said transactions, the total amount paid to the companies, to the said companies for any works done or services provided to the county since 2022 to date. Recommend appropriate administrative, legal, and policy actions, including potential recoveries. The committee is supposed to report to the Assembly within 21 days from the approval of the motion to create this committee. So we'll give you a minute or two to introduce yourself. Maybe again your name, you've told us your name. What is your position? What are the functions of a county secretary?
Thank you so much.
Put the microphone on.
Thank you so much. I'm here as the Acting County Secretary, who is also Head of Public Service.
Do you have a copy of an appointment letter appointing you as the Acting County Secretary?
Yes, I have.
Do you have it with you here?
I didn't bring, but I have.
Okay.
Yes.
I proceed.
Yeah, Head of Public Service. I also want to clarify that I'm 2 days old in this office, following the lapse of time of my predecessor, Mr. Lenny Kipyegon. So I officially took over on 28th of this month, and this is my 3rd day in office.
Okay. So what are the functions of a county secretary?
A county secretary is first the secretary to the cabinet, is also responsible for correspondences outside the government, whenever there are also postings between departments. That means from one department to the other. Being the head of public service is the one to undertake that duty. The county secretary also participates in the committee, cabinet committee meetings, and finally he chairs the CHR MAC, amongst others.
Okay, can you relate then your position to this committee?
This being another committee investigating activities or things that happened some days back, as a county secretary, being in charge of the public servants and the people who undertook all the activities that you are investigating, being the servants, they still fall under the docket of the county secretary.
Thank you very much. So all the officers, as the head of public service, fall under your office?
Yes.
Thank you. Members.
Thank you so much, County Secretary, for appearing before this committee. I only have just one question, Chairman, concerning the correspondence between when you received the letter from Deputy Governor on the issue of fictitious payment, and at some point he did mention that he shared the same letter to the EACC. Have you received any letter from EACC concerning the same and other institutions that we might be thinking he managed to forward it to?
Thank you. We have received a letter from the said government agency, and we have already replied to it.
Can we get the reply?
Well, I did not come with the reply, but we have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And another question is that...
So how long will it take you probably to share a copy of the reply?
Well, as soon as I'm out of here, if it's a requirement, I should be able to share.
Okay, so you will liaise with Abraham and give us a copy.
Okay.
Think of the reply.
Yes.
Another follow-up question is that I know, being a county secretary, you might not have got time to follow what we have been doing here. But since that you're head of the public service, we have a number of issues concerning the matter that is before us. What is your advice when your staff provide documents that are not well signed, that were not well prepared, and it was paid, confirming it is a fictitious payment as alleged by the whistleblower?
As rightfully said, it's alleged. Anything alleged is not confirmed. And having said that, I'm just 2 days old. I have not studied the individual case one by one, but I want to believe the outcome of what you have been going through here will be able to inform us and give us the real position of what happened.
Yes.
Thank you, Chairman, for giving me this opportunity to welcome the Acting County Secretary and the substantive CEO for Education. CEO, it is very unfortunate that your third day in office, you are required to appear before a committee. That is not appraising the good work that was done by officers, but trying to do investigation on some loss of alleged loss of public funds through fictitious payments that were done without delivery of goods and services to the residents of this county. So it's very unfortunate. I know you as a very straight CEO because we worked together when I was the chair committee on education. Trying to look at the list that was forwarded here by the deputy governor, I haven't seen any from the department on education that you lead. Could it be that there is one that was forgotten, CEO, that was paid without, supplying those services? You could also be candid enough, because I know you are a Christian. You should be candid enough and, give us one if you have. But then concerning the investigation that is taking place, as the head of the county, acting head of the county treasury, confirm to this committee that any recommendation that come out of this investigation will be acted by you and your office. Thank you, Chair.
Additionally, Chairman, let me also chip in to ask some questions.
Yes, Honorable Francis.
As a head of the County Secretary and the head of the Public Service, and also the CEO Department of Education, what is so much difference between you and the other departments which were mentioned on the payments of these fictitious payments? What is so special, or what is that issue which made your office not to be mentioned under these fictitious payments?
Thank you. Maybe to start with the last one, as the Department of Education, we always undertake our activities as per the legal procedure given by law. We also consult the specialists. We have a whole team of supply chain management. We have a legal team, and we have accountants. So in most cases, we contact them, and as a result, we always abide by what is expected. I also want to believe.
Has it been there that the department does not have those the professionals you have mentioned?
I didn't mean so. I was answering about my department. Yes.
All right. So the other question?
The first question was about the action that the Office of the County Secretary is going to take upon getting...
no, you were asked whether there could be one or two companies that may be missing in the list.
I want to confirm to this committee that there is none that is missing in the list. Yes. Then number two, the action to be taken, of course, within the legal framework. I will be able to take action. Of course, you know, mine is to communicate what the cabinet has discussed. So upon the cabinet receiving whatever decision will have been made and reaching out a conclusion, my activity or my function will be to disseminate and to implement the same in terms of the conditions set by law and by what the committee will have decided also.
So thank you. Bwana CEO, in essence, as the county secretary, you are the chief executive officer of the county government. And at the same time, as secretary to the county executive committee. Is that true?
I'm not the chief executive of the government, but I'm the secretary to the cabinet.
You're the chief administrative officer.
Okay, I'm an administrative officer, yes.
Yes, and you're the secretary to the county executive committee.
You are right.
Now, when budgets are being prepared,
yes.
When budgets are being prepared, at what stage does the CECs and the governor sit together to approve programs from chief officers and departments?
Well, the whole exercise of budgeting is long. The process starts first from...
I've asked at what stage does the governor sit with the CCs to look at the programs and the budgets, for example, before forwarding to the assembly for approval. Let's say if we are preparing a budget, for example, for 2024-2025, or for example, if during the budget making process, at what stage?
I cannot be very clear because I have not sat in such a meeting, but I want to believe any budget that comes to the assembly must have been approved by the cabinet.
Bwana County Secretary, I've asked a very simple question. At what stage does the governor sit with the CECs? Is it during cabinet to approve budgets or estimates, then they forward to the assembly? Does he go through each vote, or there is briefed?
What I will be saying is either what I've read in books or what I just understand, because I've never been in that meeting. As I said, I'm new. But the governor chairs the cabinet. And as he chairs the cabinet, he goes through the budget one by one. And once it has been approved, then, of course, it is forwarded to the assembly.
So the governor chairs the cabinet?
Yes.
Goes through the budget one by one.
Yes.
For example, the Department of, for example, Education, he checks and says, this department has been given this much.
Yes.
He goes to health, for example, we're discussing about purchase of equipment. Yes. So he goes through the budget and says, now, purchase of the equipment has been allocated this much. Add or reduce. Is that?
As I said, my understanding is that for any document called a budget to be seen to have been seen through by the cabinet, the governor must have first checked and be satisfied that it is a reflection of the activities that his government is going to implement.
Very good.
Yes.
Then it is forwarded to this assembly,
yes,
by the head of county treasury.
Correct.
When this assembly approves, for example, budget and all the line items have been checked, approved by this assembly, what happens?
Pardon?
What happens after the assembly approves?
Then it's brought back to the executive. The governor also has to append his signature.
Thank you. What is that document that the governor signs? The only document that is signed by the governor.
At the moment, I do not know the name.
For you to have been given that position, that means you are equal to the task. So there is no way you cannot know.
I will definitely, going forward.
The document, he signs what is called a vellum.
Vellum, okay.
Vellum.
I've just known it.
Thank you. Now, once he signs it, what does the document become?
It becomes effective, and it can therefore be...
What it becomes effective?
Yes. It goes through the stage now where it is brought back again.
When it is in the assembly, it is a bill.
Yes.
When the governor signs, what does it become?
The procedure that I know, after the governor has signed,
assents his signature.
It assents.
Yes.
That means it has been approved, and it goes to the next stage before it is implemented.
It becomes an act.
An act, yes.
At the signature of the governor, it becomes an act.
Correct.
What happens from there then?
From there, it is forwarded now for discussion, I believe, in the assembly, because now it has become an act. And then it is uploaded for implementation.
Thank you.
After the COB has also.
So the governor again goes through the budget.
Yes.
So if he has any reservations, for example, if today he has reservations, what will he do?
Of course, he's expected, when he's not satisfied, or if whatever is in the approved budget in the assembly, the bill, if part of it does not reflect what had been approved by the cabinet, he has the chance to bring it back with a memorandum for discussion in the assembly.
With a memorandum?
Yes.
So for the memorandum to go through, do you know what numbers it requires?
No.
Okay. So, thank you. So now, once the governor signed, who implements the budget?
The implementer of the budget is, of course, the departments now. And
the departments now.
The chief officers in liaison with the CECs.
So, if the officers, do the officers go through the budget? Do they sometimes procure what is not in the budget?
Not allowed.
It is not allowed. Yeah. So if you find an officer, because you are the head of public service,
Yes.
county public service, if an officer over-procures, what will you do?
First, there are regulations governing procurement, and if at any stage there is any anomaly, it is normally captured at the level of supply chain management. The director in charge should be able to guide the concerned department to correct any error, because if and when that error is allowed to proceed, it's going to also mean that the members who are supposed to check may not have done a good job. But at the level of the CS, because this is at a level where we do not go into the details of checking what happens in every department, because it's assumed that the department has mechanisms and structures that can run through their programs legally, because we have facilitated every department with an accountant, we have a procurement officer, we also have the legal officer should they have any problem, so that we do not expect that it can be escalated to the level of the county secretary at that stage of implementation.
Now, so if a procurement plan, the budget has been uploaded with a procurement plan. If today the governor wants something done which is not in the procurement plan, what will you do as the county secretary?
In most cases, when such happens, the governor consults, because we operate within some confines of some legal framework. And if at any stage something that is, say for example, it is decided that we want to build a classroom for a university, I'm using an example. It's not within the mandate of the county government, it's not one of the functions, the devolved functions. And such a project can hardly be implemented because of the challenges, the legal challenges that are going to follow it up later. So what happens if and when, which I believe should be very rare, any officer is directed to do what is not in the system, then we have advisors also who can be used to discuss with His Excellency the Governor on how a project can be implemented.
All right, thank you. Members, any other member with a question?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Chair. Maybe after quarterly reports, do the cabinet meet to discuss the quarterly reports before they are sent to the county assembly?
Yes, anything that comes to the county assembly must have first been discussed, checked, and approved by the cabinet.
Up to including the financial reports, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
So, thank you, Mr. Tanui, and once again, congratulations on your appointment as the acting county secretary.
Thank you.
We wish you well in all your endeavors. And this committee thanks you for honoring the invite, and we wish you well.
Thank you.
Oh,
I'm very sorry, Chair, if you permit me, Chair, I know it is outside this discussion. As someone has just, we are live on our Facebook page and even YouTube. Someone is asking me, as the county, as the acting county secretary and head of public service, there are those people who were taken in by county government on contract basis for a very long time. Some of them were taken in 2019. They are referred to as Jebwagan, is the name. So they were telling me, kindly ask the county secretary that we are the only people who've been on contract for a very long time. What are your plans as the new acting county secretary? They are telling me they are the only ones who are still on contract, and they have a lot of hope in you. So what is your take? Because I know some are watching you live.
Thank you. Of course, the current government has tried by confirming ECD teachers. It has also confirmed nurses. And I want to believe that with the availability of resources, with the building up of on-source resource, of course, we will also consider not only the Chebwagan team, but anyone working on contract to be considered for confirmation. And it will be coming one at a time, just as we did. We did the ECD teachers. We took some time. We came to the nurses. And definitely, of course, I know there must be plans in place to ensure that they are also considered in future. But what will dictate most is how we shall raise our resources so that what CRA told us the other day, that is about the wage bill, will not interfere any progress that we are going to try to confirm any officer in future.
All right, thank you. So let's end the session. Thank you very much, members, and thank you, Mr. Tanu. Wish you well. So,
just a confirmation from all I want to ask. Whether that since you have received a letter from EACC concerning this, is there any other letter from other institution asking you to reply or to respond on the matters that was mentioned by the DG?
Well, mainly the EACC wrote because the DG wrote to them. And they are the ones that have written to us. And as I said, we've answered. And if there would be others, as I told you, I'm still in the office, I'll check through the files and confirm.
Thank you.
Yes.
So members, let's end. Thank you very much. Sergeant at Arms, please usher our guest. And you can also invite him for lunch. If he has time, he can join us for lunch. Thank you.
Thank you so much.